Yo, 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 yo. Welcome into a little Sports 56 happy hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It is a thirsty Thursday in the hizzy, and damn it, we busy. Got to talk about my love affair. That's right, my new love child. And that's the Tiger basketball team, baby.
We knew it wasn't Chelsea Clinton.
No, dog, butterface, nah, butter whole body. But nothing. Here's what it is. She's but nothing. Ain't nada. But let me tell you about this team, baby. I love the Memphis Tigers. Memphis, Maine. PJ Haggerty, Tyrese Hunter, Colby Rogers, Dane Danger, Nick Jourdain, Musa, PJ. And that's about all they got. And damn it, are those guys out there the best in shape basketball team in the history of the world? I have to say, I think so. It's absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous. The second half. They are a second half team. They came out kind of sleepwalking early in that bad boy. But man, let me tell you something. That second half was sweet. Intense. They did it with the press. Those boys at Virginia could not break that press. They kept getting trapped. They turned the ball over. Tigers did such a fabulous job because you know Virginia wants to slow it down, play in the half court. PJ Haggerty kept pushing the pace. His second half was absolutely nasty. Tigers were held to 21 points in the first half. Came out and dropped 43. Got a 64-62 win. I am so excited to talk about this team, how tough they are, how in shape they are, but how this team's going to walk the razor's edge all season long. And what I mean by that is, man, you can't have any nicks, bumps, bruises, or scrapes.
I thought you meant good teams win and great teams cover, because they ain't covering, dog. They winning.
Hey, man, let me tell you something. What do I always tell you? Don't bet on the Tigers.
I know, man.
If you're emotionally invested, it not only will kill your heart, but it'll colden your heart. And it will be like, you know, like when you might love your wife, and let's say y'all are doing good for like 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Things are going good. Really, really good. You can't bet that your wife's going to be at a certain point in like 6 years. And then all of a sudden that 6 year gets here and you're like, baby, you ain't making enough money where I can retire and be Mr. Mom. You know? And then all of a sudden, you know what happens? Your heart starts to harden. Because she ain't living up to your expectations. And then she's hurting you financially. And you know what happens when your expectations aren't met with also money problems? It's called divorce.
Gotta roll.
Don't harden your heart. Don't bet on your team. Bet on everybody else and their grandmother. Hell, I bet on foreign basketball at 3 in the morning. On them nights you can't sleep, got a little under action. But man, this team, man, I'm dead serious when I say this. They are going to be on the razor's edge all season long. I mean, we're talking about PJ Haggerty played all 40 minutes. Tyrese Hunter, 38 minutes. Nicholas Jourdain, 34 minutes. Colby, the country star, Rogers, who was 0 for 8 from 3-point line.
Man, they were horrible in that first half.
Well, what was it, 1 for 7 in the first half?
1 for 9 or something like that.
They hit their first one and then didn't hit one.
No, they were 1 for 13, because I recall,
13.
I recall a shot going up and they were like, Tigers 1 for 13.
I mean, this was with the second best shooting team in the country from downtown, and they shot 21.7%.
Yeah, it was ugly.
And guess what? They still won the damn basketball game because of defensive intensity, baby. And again, guys going basically 40 minutes just deep. Dane Danger, 26 minutes. Musa only 16. Of course, you know he fouled out. But damn it, he grabbed you 8 big boards. And the biggest thing that he did was down low, they were scared to death of both Dane Danger and Musa Cisse.
Scared to death.
They could not get a shot off. They were getting everything swatted up out that joint. 6 blocks by Memphis last night. And it wasn't just the blocks. It was the fear and the terrible shots. Remember the one that won the block where my man just went up there and got so scared he threw it against the underneath of the backboard.
Yeah, and then
And they called it out on us.
yeah, they were so terrified. One of the layups hit off the backboard instead of the guy just tipping it in because the shot clock was running down. He two-hand dunked and got a shot clock violation. Because I was like, "What are you doing?"
It was also PJ Carter, who by the way did play 9 minutes, and it's he's working his way in. Man, he hit 2 big threes. One of them, remember the time's running out. Knock need side Bob. Knock need side show Bob. Again, I cannot breathe through my nose. And by the way, I got so much Sudafed in my system right now. There's some meth heads out there who are jealous. Seriously.
Jealous of old Johnny.
Problem is, man, I think I've become so immune in the last 6 weeks to Sudafed, man. I popped 3 of them joints and I still can't breathe. Don't even work. But this damn team right here, man, I love them. I want to know what you think about them at 901-360-8255. That's the Sissy's Log Cabin text and listener line. Life is too short for ordinary jewelry. Let me know what you think about them. By the way, burying them 17 free throws. Huge. Getting Virginia in the bonus with what was it, like 11 minutes left in the second half? 12
It was very
minutes?
early. They're both of their big men got 2 early fouls in the first half.
Dude got 2 of them in 7 seconds.
Yeah.
Was it Kofi or Kofi?
Yeah, Kofi was yeah. And then they had like a
Kofi.
third string guy that come in and what it actually looked like us.
Yeah.
You know how we look in big games at home where our big men get in foul trouble and we just have no bit. It reminded me. I said y'all look like the Tigers at home sometimes.
But like think about that Virginia team, by the way, just think about it. They had 10 guys who played double-digit minutes.
Coach got out of there on them more than 2 months ago. Coach retired on them.
I mean, if you ain't got the fire no more and you don't like the way that the game's been playing, I mean, do you think he could have actually continued to build Virginia the way it was?
Oh, John, you know that's
in
not
the
it.
New day of NIL?
You know that's not it. That man has a title. He has 50, 60 million bucks,
And he has this great
and he's
TV
54 years old.
Yeah, that's usually
chilling.
coaches hold on and hold on and hold on because it's hard to leave something you love.
He and Jay Wright got on out of there. They got the bags, got
Doug
the championships.
Gottlieb better get up on out
Doug
of there.
Gottlieb.
Lord.
I hope he doesn't win a game.
Did you see that?
Dude, I love it because he hates the
Division
Tigers.
Did you see what he said? Like
Nobody you.
Nobody you.
Call it.
And they lost, what, 72-70?
Good for him. 8 in a row. Good for him.
And then he went out there and said he didn't say it when the videotape's out there on his Twitter and everybody's just sending
Good
it back
for
to him.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the biggest Tiger hater when tournament time comes around. It's always Doug Gottlieb.
And by the way, sidebar, Doug Gottlieb, who still does his TV show and does his radio stuff.
3-hour show.
3-hour show, still daily, is the head coach for, oh, damn it, I forgot what the school is. It's such a small damn school.
Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Green Bay, Wisconsin, thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm with you, dog.
He's coaching them, and guess what? They suck.
And so does he.
And he's nuts. But we're going to talk a lot of basketball, and we're going to talk more about this Tiger team because I mean, I'm telling you, this is my favorite team since 2008. 2007, 2008.
I like him. I'm with you. Good backcourt.
And the other thing, like I said, I was wondering how PJ Haggerty and Tyrese Hunter and Colby Rogers were going to be able to like play down the stretch. Again, as many minutes as they're playing, pressing on defense, trying to push the pace on offense, getting up and down the court like a damn track meet. Very impressive. Tigers got a big win. Isaac Simpson's at 11:30. 11:30 to basically 12 o'clock. You know what we're doing? We're going to be talking about them Tigers. We'll also, put in a little perspective of what we see now that the college football season is over for the Memphis Tigers. In the last 2 years, they've won 21 games. Not bad. How do you feel? Seth Hennigan, where does he belong? Isaac Simpson, 11:30 to noon. 12 o'clock. Ole Miss Evie's going to join us. Ole Miss Evie. And we're going to talk a lot of Ole Miss. We're also going to talk about these bowl games. And I'm a little bit excited to talk about these bowl games because I don't know if you know this, I'm getting really, 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 really excited. Like I am so fired up.
So excited you just can't hide it.
I can't hide it, baby. I'm so excited.
There you go. Come on, John. There you go.
And I just can't hide it. Because damn it, it's going down for real. I think that all the games I'm very fascinated with. But damn it, Tennessee Vols and Ohio State, their Twitter game, their TikTok, their Instagram, their back and forths are hilarious. And I'm telling you right now, Ohio State, they sent out some videos like you not seen nothing like this, man. You ain't been in the shoe. Yada, yada. Oh, Tennessee doesn't know how to play in the cold. Dude, it's the same damn temperature in Knoxville as it is in Columbus. It's going to be 21 degrees on Saturday. It's 22 in Knoxville. I'm just telling you, man. I'm looking forward to this, and I'm telling you right now, 35,000 strong, I believe, 100% believe. 35,000. They only allotted 3,500 damn tickets for Tennessee fans.
What?
Oh, yeah, it's at their crib. Ohio State only gives every single game 3,500 tickets to their opponent. So this ain't, but I'll tell you right now, remember, Vols fans don't play. They got their own Navy. They traveling up north. And they bring in their armada, and they about to bleep it up. You remember this. Game's going to end. Tennessee fans going to plant the flag. Then they're going to do a hoedown on the 50-yard line. There's going to be a fight. And then Vols fans are going to be screaming from the damn stands, singing Rocky Top, while all Ohio State fans either fight or tuck their head between their tails and get the hell out.
And Nico can orchestrate it like Peyton Manning did with the little symphony deal.
Dude, man, I'm telling you, this got me so damn fired up. The other thing that's got me a little bit fired up is, you know how yesterday we did your
QB rankings, your
quarterback rankings
for the playoffs, not for all of NCAA, just for the playoffs.
For the playoffs, yeah, not like all the season, just the 12
because I went
teams.
Cam Ward, and you're like,
No. But I was looking today, and CBSSports.com happened to. It was like I was scrolling this morning to find things to talk about, or when my eyelids were closed and I was dreaming. I looked at CBSSports.com, and they did their playoff quarterback rankings. And boy, they're different. I had, if you don't remember, and again, I'm putting this as the scariest quarterback for defensive coordinators.
I think I know where you're going with this.
To have to get ready for. And also the potential that one of these quarterbacks could actually take over a football game and upset somebody or just bury somebody because they are filthy. The filthiest by far and scariest quarterback is Dylan Gabriel.
I think you and CBS agreed on that one.
That's about it.
That's about the only one.
That's about it. Because number 2, I had Nico. And Nico Iamaleava. And people are saying, John, you're a homer. Your team Ole Miss lost, and you just adopted Tennessee. Yes, so what?
So what?
What you want me outside? Vols, baby, give me that orange. But no, in being real, Vols have the best defense I think that's left playing in the college football playoff.
You see where CBS got your boy?
Yeah, that's where I'm getting to. They have also one of the best running attacks in Dylan Sampson. That defensive front will give Ohio State fits for Tennessee. They've got weapons on the outside. They can get vertical on you. And they have a young kid who is starting to feel himself. Once he gets a run, gets hit, it goes from him thinking in the pocket to him feeling it, to reading and reacting, and him just going out in the backyard and playing football. And he's 6'4". He runs like a deer, and he's got a hose, but he's also got touch. And at the beginning of the year, his faults, the deep ball, he was overthrowing everybody. Sure fixed that. Didn't turn the ball over. Last 5 games of the season, 11 touchdown passes, 1 interception. Like, this young kid is starting to feel himself. He's got college football up under his belt now. He is scary as hell to me. He's 10 times better than Will Howard. And again, I have him the second scariest quarterback in my rankings. CBS, they got Curtis Rourke. Look, Steady Eddie, I got pretty high because he can go out there and he can run an offense. He's an older player, played at Ohio forever. His brother's got an NFL pedigree. Like, the Rourke brothers are talented pocket players. He's not going to do anything with his legs, and he's not going to do anything off script. He's going to run Kirk Cignetti's offense. And yes, that is effective because their offense is dope. But scary? Kevin Jennings from SMU. He can run it. He can throw it. For 4 touchdown passes against Clemson almost brought him back. The kid, ever since he replaced that other little homie, SMU's dude is ridiculously nasty. So they got Rourke. So they got Dylan Gabriel 1, Rourke 2, Drew Allar 3, Riley Leonard 4, Sam Levitt 5. Are you smoking crack? How many times I watched Arizona State? How many times did I fear Sam Levitt? Not Scattaboo. They got Kevin Jennings behind Sam Levitt. Will Howard at 7. Cade Klubnik at 8. Quinn Ewers at 9. They got Maddox Madsen, Boise State's quarterback, ahead of Nico Yamaleava. Effing ridiculous. And then Gunnar Stockton is dead last. Well, we got first and last, and everything else is different. Again, I got Gabriel Jennings, Rourke, Leonard, Drew, Ewers, Klubnik, Howard, Levitt, Maddox, and, of course, Gunnar. But when you look at these listed quarterbacks, then you have to realize these are really good football teams. This is not just Deshaun Watson. This ain't like, one dude going to go out there and do things. Like Cam Ward for Miami, if they had a good football team and a decent defense, they're in this bad boy. He's filthy. He'd be up there as number 2 scariest. Hell, he might even be number 1 the way he's played this year. I mean, the thing is also about his little story. To go from a 0 star to now a Heisman finalist and a bunch of different stops, PIMP. Now, 12 o'clock, college football, Ole Miss Evie. 12:30, I got a little wood for you. Bets at the end of the show. But I got to bring up one thing really, really quick. I don't know if a lot of people are paying attention. And it's not like the end of the world, but it sure does feel like the end of the NCAA. And I'm talking about Diego Pavia, the kid who beat Auburn with New Mexico State and Vandy, the dude who beat Alabama with Vandy, and a very, very popular player across the country. Little man got it done. Small, nobody wanted him, goes out there and tears people a new one. We talked about, I talked a little bit last week about the ruling from the courts, that Pavia, which now have come out, will be eligible in the 2025 season. Feels like one of those almost landmark cases.
Yeah, JUCO doesn't count. That's what they're saying.
It was not just, that's not all they're saying, because also now there's no age restrictions. I mean, you got a guy who maybe been out 28 years, goes and gets yizzoked, start working out, late developer.
Uncle Rico
grown ass man coming up in this joint. Uncle Rico action, man. My man's out there throwing that joint. But it feels like a landmark ruling for me. And I'm going to tell you right now, there has to be immediate action. And it's got to come from basically the governing bodies, the NCAA, the states, the schools, the politicians. Because this right now just 100% makes it professional sports. And I'm not upset with it if it's become professional sports. But they've got to figure out certain things. Because, now it's so gray and so murky and so confusing. And if you don't understand, he got into a 6-year of eligibility because he played JUCO football. They're not going to count the JUCO against him. So, hell, that means he can play another year after this?
He got one more, yep.
So he's got this year and next year. That means he's got an opportunity to make, another $4 million? That's better than anybody's making in, it's crazy. You got to think about it. Brock Purdy is not making as much money this season in his 3rd year as, I think it was 12 quarterbacks in the country.
It's crazy.
But the thing is do you have faith that the NCAA, the federal government, and the bodies that be and the universities can actually get together? Because if you do, that's like saying, my man, Jack Tripper, Opie, Archie Bunker, and who else? Gomer Pyle come together to do brain surgery on your family member. And that ain't happening. Now, if it was like Jack Bauer, like MacGyver,
Oh yeah, you gotta get some guys.
you know, I can believe in it because they can do anything.
Little night ride action, you know.
But literally, this is, I mean, this is crazy. And it all, I mean, like, think about it. Like, Carson Beck, why would you go to the NFL draft right now when you can come back and make more money in college football? I think there's going to be a lot of hang-arounds. There are going to be a lot of football players in the future that got master's degrees and doctorates. I mean, that's a good thing. But I don't know. I mean, it's just like, I feel though it's like the NCAA's fault, so I feel guilty for the fans and all the little schools and the way that it's changing. And it's, you know, some people are going to be able to afford it, some people aren't going to be able to afford it and keep on competing. But like you had eligibility limits. Now after that ruling, it feels like eligibility limits are almost dead. You used to have paying players. No, ixnay on the no-a. Now that's dead. They're paying players. NCAA, transfer, hell no, no freedom. Well, now it's a free-for-all, and you can transfer in conference, you can transfer year after year, unlimited transfers. Basically, NCAA's dead. And now schools have got to figure out a whole lot, like, how do high school kids now, I guess they have to, like, basically it's limiting. If you're not a 5-star kid in high school, you're not going to a major college. You're going to go to the JUCO route or community college route, prove that you can play, turn 20, turn 21, get your full grown-ass man muscles on, and then you can go compete in this basically minor league NFL system.
And I think a lot will take that. That's in lieu of going to be a doctor, John. That's allowing me to follow my dreams, right?
Yes, I guess so. But again,
because without it, I mean, you become, you know, Joe Schmo.
You know me, again, I love the expansion of the college football playoff. I love player freedom. I just feel like it's gotten ridiculous on a certain basis. And what I mean by this, the money's insane. And the way that they are, and I'm just being straight, raping the fans. And I know that sounds, you're bending them over and taking it from them, and it's only because they have to, because they are fans. Every time you turn around, like even the college football playoff, like I'm going to Columbus to see Tennessee. If they win, I don't think I can go to the Rose Bowl. Man's got to work. But like, think about it. If you win 4 games, you got to buy tickets, you got to travel, the expenses, and then every 5 minutes, a collective is reaching out telling you to give. But they just got to figure out a different, like the model is kind of freaking me out. And then it also goes into make me freaking out is like, what about universities?
Workplaces.
We're in a new time. Diego Pavi is back. I also talked to a buddy of mine, and this was right before COVID. It was a year before COVID. No, it was like 3 years before COVID, sorry. He didn't get a 5th year of eligibility because he played 2 plays on special teams in one game and then 1 special team play on another. So he had 3 plays in 2 games, and the NCAA denied him a 5th year of eligibility.
Yeah, just wrong. Shout out DeAndre Williams.
Dre, yeah, man. Dre could have got another one. He could have been 28-year-old basketball player. Now, when he plays for my team, I don't care how old he is. I don't know. We'll find out if this is a landmark case or if just things keep going and getting out of sorts. And again, like one other thing to note about this, and I will tell you, the powers that be, if we go forward and this is basically what it is and it's free for all, it's NIL, 20% of what you collect in your revenue, you're giving out and dispersing to players. You got all kinds of contracts going on, yada, 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 yada. That continues. Teams like Alabama, they aren't going to be able to keep up. Hate to be like the bearer of bad news. You think that Alabama's got just a bleep ton of rich boosters down there? Nope, they don't.
No, but BYU does.
Shoot, SMU does.
Ohio State does.
Ohio State does. Arkansas, where are your damn billions? You got Tyson, you got my man Target, was it you got Warren Buffett.
Walmart, not Tyson.
They got the Tyson chicken.
Yeah, Tyson, I mean not Target, Walmart.
Walmart, whatever, yeah. Sam Walton, but is he alive anymore?
Nope, the family runs it. Family
is it Bill Laurie and all that?
Yeah, family business.
Former Tiger. You got Jerry Jones.
SMU buying into the ACC. They got oil money.
Oil. Hey, Oklahoma's going to be like thriving. Knox Vegas has got money up in that joint. Like it's going to be like it's going to be the boosters and the billionaires. I mean, Miami and my man John Ruiz, if he's ready to spend $1 billion, let's go. You can get you a championship. But hell, college football's changed. We know it. But I'm so damn excited about the college football playoff this weekend. We'll talk a little bit about that at 12 o'clock with Evie Van Pelt. We'll talk some Rebels. And on the other side, got to talk about knock-kneed sideshow Bob, country star Colby Rogers, and Penny's best damn team. And by the way, I got to give Penny a little credit on coaching. My man making halftime adjustments.
Mike Davis. I've been saying Mike Davis.
So I give Mike the credit.
Come on, where has this been? Like,
that's a great damn
where
question.
has this been?
Hey, man, you know what? I don't know if you know this. Sometimes you get better at your job. Sometimes you're like me. You get worse daily.
You crazy.
Isaac Simpson's on the other side. We talking Tigers, Grizzlies. Oh, my. Sports 56, 98, 5 FM.
Be sure to follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows. Stay up to date with station events and have chances to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director of Lexus in Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 912-715-5199.
Indulge yourself or your loved ones this season with a trip to Sissy's Log Cabin. Here, you can shop our expansive selection of designer brands, one-of-a-kind jewelry, and spectacular statement pieces, all while enjoying the Sissy's promise of unmatched quality, service, and brilliant natural diamonds. Stop by any location or shop online at sissyslogcabin.com to find your trusted jeweler for holiday memories that will last a lifetime. Make a statement this season, only at Sissy's Log Cabin.
What makes the holiday special are the details from Genesis. The warm touch of an available heated steering wheel. Room for all your gifts, your family and friends, and a festive holiday feast. Experience the Genesis signature event. And as one big final gift, Genesis is offering you a $1,000 bonus on select Genesis vehicles. The deal ends January 2nd. See participating Genesis retailers for details. Visit Genesis.com to see how Genesis can make your holidays even brighter. Details make the holidays.
The 2025 Range Rover Sport sits right at the heart of the Land Rover lineup, offering a perfect mix of style, performance, and versatility. Smaller and more agile than a full-size Range Rover, it's a great option for everyone who wants luxury and practicality. Every model comes with 8-speed automatic transmission and all-wheel drive standard. Whether you navigate city streets or tackle rough terrain, Range Rover Sport has you covered. Every drive is powerful and breathtaking. The 2025 Range Rover Sport is the epitome of sporty luxury. Test drive one at Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City.
Scott Grant here from Westwood One. Coming up on Thursday Night Football, the 9-5 Broncos travel west to face the 8-6 Chargers. Jim Harbaugh's LA Bolts are alive in the playoff hunt, but on a 2-game losing skid, while Sean Payton's Denver squad has won 4 in a row with rookie quarterback Bo Nix under center. Join us for an AFC West battle between the Broncos and the Chargers on Thursday Night Football.
Right here on Sports 56.
Protect your vehicle's engine with Syntec and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec Full Synthetic Motor Oil is formulated for today's engines to protect against wear and deposits. Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select filter for just $32.99. In-store only. Limits apply. Learn more.
All the wisdom of the universe is in these bones.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 happy hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Rady. Yo, it's a thirsty Thursday. You know what I'm always thirsting for, right? Thirst Trap Thursday. Tito's. You know, the weekend starts on Thursday at 1:01. Once the show ends, the play begins. And when you're ready to get out and play, have the best. That's Tito's. No matter how you have it, if you have it neat or if you're crafting a cocktail, I promise you it's going to be perfect. If life hands you lemons, you don't freak out. You don't fret. You don't stress. You just make a lemon drop. Make sure it's with the best. That's Tito's handmade vodka. By the way, also, if you're drinking a little White Russian because it kind of feels like holiday-esque. Now, I don't know if a White Russian is a holiday drink, but it seems like people in my family drink a lot of White Russians during Christmas and no other time. Make sure you use the Tito's Kahlua, real deal Holyfield, no BS coffee liqueur. And whatever you want, half and half, 2%, 1%, whatever.
Wouldn't Tito get upset at that? Making a White Russian with Tito's?
Well, basically what happens is you're putting Rocky and Drago in your drink, and then you're just letting them battle it out, see who gets who wins in your belly. But yeah, because Tito, I don't know if you know this, man, he really, the reason he invented Tito's vodka, not only because he wanted to make the best spirit in the world, but he was tired of people buying commie vodka. No potato vodka with all that gluten. This is corn, baby. It is time to talk about our basketball team, and I'm talking about everybody's team. That's the Memphis Tigers. Man, in our relationship right now, I have such a love for this basketball team. And you know when you're in the early part of your relationship, you're different. You know what I'm saying? Like you got all these feelings and you're all bubbly and you just, oh my gosh, we're going to be together forever. And then 6 months later, man, you outie 5. Last year was like a early relationship. I fell in love with David Jones. I thought JQ was actually going to be good, please. They were top 10 in the country. And then we got in our first fight, and guess what happened? We never made up. We're not even friends now. We didn't even like each other by the end of the season. This team, I feel like in our early stages, we already had a fight. Arkansas State. And you know what? We bounced back. And we've now gotten past it. So this relationship, I feel, can stay as long as it's healthy. And that's what I'm talking about. These Tigers, man, 40 minutes by P.J. Haggard. You had 38 by Tyrese Hunter, 34 by Jordan, 30 by Colby Country Star Rogers. They're on a razor's edge. And Isaac Simpson knows hoops like nobody's business. NBA, college basketball, you name it, not Isaac knows it. First and foremost, what it do?
Man, what's going on, Johnny? I'm good, man. What's up?
Man, just ready to talk about this team, things that I haven't seen from Penny Hardaway, the reason I'm in love with them. I mean, the first half was so pathetic. They couldn't hit a shot. Now, they had open shots and everything was right there around the rim. Just nothing would go in the damn hole. But their defense intensity stayed up. They held UVA to 30 in the first half, 32 in the second half. But they went out there, put that press on them in the second half. The key for me is the things that I haven't seen is, one, I haven't seen that many dudes play that many minutes and that hard for an entire basketball game. Those guards are ridiculously unbelievable in shape and awesome. And I don't think I've ever seen a basketball team go to halftime, make these type of adjustments in Penny's tenure as they do now, because they come out in the second half and they got a whole philosophy and a game plan from what they learned in the first half, and they execute.
Yeah, man, to put the whole thing in perspective, and you kind of broke it down great, kind of related to a relationship. I think you lose that game to Arkansas State, and I think naturally you started feeling like, oh, man, this is going to be just like last year, man. They got these good wins, and now things might go off the rails. And to lose the game at Arkansas State at home, a game where you were a 14.5-point favorite, then come back and win 2 ACC games on the road back-to-back, I mean, that's crazy resilience. I mean, and just to go back to last night's game, like you said, the first half, I mean, they really struggled. I think settling for 2 minute jump shot. And I think without even hearing it, I think you knew Penny's message at halftime was, man, get the damn ball
rack.
To the rim, man, get to the rack. Like you said, you could see that immediately, man. P.J. Haggerty in that second half, just getting downhill, getting to the basket, and that opened up things for everybody else. And also, I think that's probably the best I've seen that press work since Penny's been at Memphis. I mean, they just took Virginia out of what they. I mean, they were just discombobulated the whole second half. Just kind of took them out of what they were doing because they were confident in that first half. Man, just kind of doing whatever they wanted. Man, that press really gave them a lot of problems, and I think that's why Memphis was able to win that game. But PJ Haggerty, man, just out there looking like an All-American. But if the season in it right now, he would definitely be an All-American. I think it's just amazing, man, to see what he's doing in big-time games. It's not like we're talking about in conference, man. He's doing this against big-time teams. I mean, he's a real player. Those three guards, Penny has never had three guards like P.J. Haggerty, Hunter, and Rogers. I mean, those guys, and the thing about it is, night in and night out, even if P.J. Haggerty has an off night, which the off night for him is probably 18, 19
Clemson
points.
was his off night.
Yeah, when he has off night, you have
Tyrese Hunter picked
and
up,
Rogers got picking up the slack.
Now, by the way, as much as I love the country star, holy hell, and plus for his career, he's a 40% three-point shooter. But last night, he did not have his shot. It was just off. Is there anything to worry about like that? I mean, it's just one of those nights where sometimes when you're just seeing the rim, you're just a little off.
Yeah, man, he couldn't. Yeah, Rogers couldn't throw it in the ocean last night. I don't know what was going on. I'm not super worried about it at all because I mean, that's just as a shooter, you're gonna have ups and downs, man. I think he'll be fine. But again, like it just shows you that even when one of those guys is off, man, the other two guys can pick you up and you're still able to win ball games against a good basketball team. Because I was kind of worried about this Virginia game. I'm not gonna lie because even though Virginia has struggled, it's still
their style of play.
ACC, yeah, the way they play, they sort of slow you down, just try to get you out of what you're doing. It's still an ACC road game and kind of a trap game because you're looking forward to that Mississippi State and Ole Miss games at home, and it's kind of in between that and Clemson. It kind of worried me in the first half. I was like, man, this is going exactly kind of how I feared it would go. And then they just came out in that second half, man, and just took over that game, and we've seen that. This team has gotten down in the Missouri game, in San Francisco, UNLV. They were down in the first half in all those games, and they were able to come back and just kind of run away with it in the second half. And if they could ever figure out how to put two halves together like that, man, this team could be really, really dangerous. I don't think this is a team, at least right now, if you look at it, I don't think this is a team that anybody wants to see in the NCAA tournament if they get there. I mean, this team, because when you have three guards like that in college basketball, that really puts a lot of pressure on other teams. I think that's why they're having a lot of success because the guards really matter in college basketball. If you have three like they have, man, this team is going to be a tough out night in and night out.
Got to say, P.J. Carter actually coming off the bench, hitting some very, very big shots. He's, you know, if he continues to come along a little bit and maybe can play some double-digit minutes, give a little bit of a break because, again, Hunter, Rogers, and Haggerty are running up and down the court like madmen.
Yeah, that's the thing that you're worried about this team. I mean, the depth is just not there, man. They're an injury away from being in a tough spot. I think Penny is looking to add another player. I don't think there's a Naquan Tomlin out there like we got last year. That'd be fantastic. I don't think that's going to happen. They really could use two players. I think a big and another wing, probably a small forward that they could use because they just don't have the bodies. Like you said, P.J. Carter is a guy that I definitely think should play some more minutes. Even Jared Harris, the freshman, with the time that he has come into the game, he's contributed and had some bright spots for this team. I think he's going to have to, especially when they get into conference play. I think he needs to, and I think he will once they start playing some teams that aren't as good as some of the teams they're playing right now. I think he's going to use some of those other guys. Deke will probably get some minutes as well because they just got to find a way to rest those guys because you can't. I don't know if you can sustain the pace that they got going right now, man. Those guys playing heavy minutes. So we'll see how it plays out. But I think if there's any weakness for this team, I think it's definitely the depth.
Yeah, that is a fact, Jack. And again, if they're on the razor's edge because if something happens to one of those guards, this team is completely screwed. And the other thing I just wanted to bring up before I start singing their praises, because I always got to come in there and do a little bit of, all right, what's up with this? Is Nicholas Jourdain. Defense has been fabulous. He makes, all the little winning basketball plays. His passing, smooth as butter. But he is scared to death. And I mean scared to death. They're not even defending anymore. Why? Like, what happened where he now just feels like he can't even take a shot?
Yeah, man, his confidence is just not there right now. And I think a lot of fans have been really, really hard on him of late, and he's kind of been the scapegoat for anything that goes.
Does he need us to
wrong
spoon
for the
him
team.
so he gets back? Come on.
What'd you say?
Come on. We need the fans to start spooning Nicholas Jourdain. Stroke him, love him. Hey, buddy, you're here for us. We love your defense. We love your passing game. But damn it, put it in the hole.
Yeah. I mean, that's what's so tough about it, because I kind of shy away from criticizing him because he does do a lot of dirty things, a lot of dirty work that doesn't show up in the stat sheet. A lot of stuff that he does to help this team win, but he does seem to be, as of late, anything negative that goes on the floor, he seems to be involved in it, and it kind of negates a lot of the things, because he had a big basket late in the game, and I was like, okay, there we go. Like, he makes plays, he makes timely plays at times, but he also does a lot of negative things as well. So you just got to get back to kind of, because he's the senior on this team. He's the guy that
he's the only returning player.
Only returning player on the team. So you expect him to kind of be a leader on the floor out there, and he just really hasn't been that. I think you kind of look at the starters, he's kind of the only one that you can look at it in a negative light right now. But he just got to get his confidence back. Like you said, man, he just hesitated to shoot the ball. He used to would just put it up and let it fly, but you can tell that there's some hesitancy in his game right now. And again, with this team being so thin, you don't have that many bodies. You really need all of them to kind of perform at their highest level, and he's not exactly there right now.
Memphis, right now, where we're sitting today, nobody in all of college basketball has more quad 1 and quad 2 wins. Memphis has 7. Now, there are Oregon, Auburn, Alabama, Texas A&M, Marquette, and Oklahoma have 5. Iowa State, Mississippi State, Wisconsin, UConn, and Gonzaga have 4. But damn, Memphis on December 19th, sitting here with 7 quad 1 and quad 2 wins, huge, especially for the American. If they take care of business, if they go 1 and 2 against Mississippi State, Ole Miss, and handle their business and win the American, what seeding do you think they actually have the potential to get to?
Well, it's crazy right now because you say that, and then you see they're ranked number 21, and also they dropped 3 spots. They were 30th, and they win last night, get a quad 2 win at Virginia, and then drop down to 33 in the net, which is crazy to me because you look at kind of their resume, and I think they should be easily inside the top 10 in the net, but they're down at 33 right now. So, but I think it's really a good situation to have 2 back-to-back quad 1 opportunities on your home floor, because a team at American outside of that Power 4, you're usually not going to have that. That Mississippi State and Ole Miss, those games are huge. If they could find a way to win both of those games, that resume would just be ridiculous. Like going into conference play, man, that would be. I think at that point, you know how and I don't want to talk this up or anything. How we've kind of seen this happen before. They do pretty well, like we saw it last year. Do great in non-con, then just go into conference and fall apart. I think if they win both of those games, I think it's going to be tough to keep you out of the NCAA tournament. With those wins that they would have at that point, unless you just absolutely just fell all the way apart, like something like we saw last year, we hope that's not the case. I think even then you would be, solidly on a bubble. It would be hard to negate all that equity that you had in non-con if they were able to win those 2 games. So those games are big. I think as far as seeding right now, I think most prognosticators, they have them as about a 4 seed right now. I think probably with you being in American, a 3 seed is probably
your ceiling.
Yeah, I think a 3 is probably your ceiling. Right now, they're probably at a 4. Man, I'm hoping that they run through this conference. Man, they're going to be favored. They'll probably even be favored slightly against Mississippi State and Ole Miss at home. They'll be favored in every game they have left the rest of the season. So we know how that is. It's hard to get up 20 times or so for these bad teams. You hope that Arkansas State game was a wake up call and they know, okay, man, we can't, because that's all that was, man. It was just come out with a lack of focus, thinking, okay, we could just, this Arkansas State, we're at home, we just show up, we're going to win this game. Arkansas State came and punched them in the mouth, and they tried to get back. By that time, Arkansas State's rolling, they got confidence, they're knocking down shots, and they just couldn't get back. And that's the kind of thing that you're going to see night in and night out once they get in the conference. So they got to get up for these teams. You can't just show up and beat these teams, because it's going to be a Super Bowl for those other, quote-unquote, Super Bowl for those other teams night in and night out in conference. So, you go in there and handle business, man. I think the 3 is high as they can get. You open 4. I think is where, and I think Penny has said the same thing, that they kind of want a 4 seed. I think that's where they are right now, and as long as they kind of maintain some stability about where they are, I think that's what you're looking at.
Well, everybody get your butt down to FedEx Forum because it's 11:30 tip on CBS. And I think it was, what was it, Haggerty and Dane Danger. Man, fill up the stands, fans. Come out and see us. I mean, these are some big games.
Man, those crowds for La Tech and Arkansas State, man, that's just, for this team, I mean, the top 25 team, man, the way this team is going out and won games on the road, man, we got to show up for these guys.
And the other thing about the 2 games, Mississippi State and Ole Miss, the one thing that's scary is not just the names on the front or the dudes that are in the jerseys. It's just looking at the absurdity that the SEC has been so far this season. I want you to think about this. There's only one team in the SEC that has 3 losses, and that's South Carolina at 8-3. There's only,
and they just knocked off Clemson.
I know, the second best team, quote, in the ACC. So the worst team in the SEC beat the best team in the ACC. And by the way, you know Penny's 6-0 versus the ACC.
Yeah.
Never lost to the ACC. You better come a calling, ACC. But I mean, here's like Florida, Tennessee, Oklahoma. They're all undefeated. You got Kentucky, Missouri, Auburn, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, all with just 1 loss. Hell, Vanderbilt, Georgia, I forgot they only have 1 loss. I mean, SEC's been absurd. Tigers get a win Saturday and then come back and, a week later and slap Ole Miss. Ooh-wee. We're going to go into the new year all fired up, go down to FAU and probably start slapping everybody left and right. But, man, I've gone long. I'm going to come back for 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. You got to tell me about Seth Hennigan. Where's he go? What do you think about the Memphis season? They have 21 wins in the last 2 seasons. And, again, I got to ask you about them Grizz. We're back in 2 shakes with Isaac Simpson on Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
When you're working outdoors, unpredictability is real. So take on the toughest jobs with the 2025 Honda Pioneer 7. This rugged side-by-side horsepower can keep you ready with reliable torque utility and smooth shifting for trails. And you can choose between 3 trims, standard, deluxe, and the Trim Timber Force Edition. Built to your Hamilton adventures, it's the 2025 Honda Pioneer 7 under today at the Sale Honda 5637 Road.
South, it's the season of New Tradition sales event at Gossett Kia on the Pike. And Bobby J's ready to put you in a new Kia today. Save big in 2025 Kia K4 LXS. $199 a month, $34.99 due at signing. Plus spacious 8-seater SUV 2025 Telluride S. Only $368 a month, $39.99 due at signing, all 24-month lease. And don't forget about 2024 EV9 with 0% APR for 72 months. Plus get peace of mind with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So call Bobby J and let him put you in a new Kia today. Gossett Kia 1900 Covington Pike online, KiaCovingtonPike.com. If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
50 acquisition fee, $20,000 per year.
K4 SEO 29100 MSRP 24230. Telluride SG5 96529 MSRP 41260. Includes all rebates and incentives. Excludes tax title and license. Must finance through KFA dealer stock only. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 1/2/25 with approved credit.
Give them what they really want. The gift of blockbuster movies with gift cards from Malco Theaters. Malco gift cards and their new gourmet popcorn are the perfect gifts for making memories this holiday season. Shop online at Malco.com or in the app. Happy holidays from Malco Theaters.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Tigers got a big road win yesterday, beating Virginia. Penny's now 6-0 versus the ACC. Tigers looking good. Mississippi State on Saturday. The following Saturday, Ole Miss. Get your butt in the stands. Let's support this team. Don't let them cowbells roll up in here and invade us like the Vols are going to invade Ohio. Don't let them rebels come up in here and invade the FedEx Forum. Again, like the Vols are going to go up there and destroy Ohio State. By the way, just a little sidebar. You know, I was talking about Nico and the college football playoff and stuff, and how I think he's the second scariest quarterback and he's going to destroy him. You know what Nico's going to do? He's going to do what Nico does to the Big Ten. Do you remember that 35-0 stomping that they put on Iowa last year in his first game? Yeah, how you like me now? He's about to take Nico's taking the Vols T. Martin style all the way to the title, baby. I'm so excited. I'll be there on Saturday. But, man, that means I won't be here this Saturday. So don't be complaining about my butt not being in the stands. I'm on the road, man. Or in the airplane, man. Isaac, what it do? How in the hell? I'm so fired up about, like, all the college football playoff stuff and everything. I'm so excited about this team, Penny's team in basketball. Like I can't even focus on anything else. What's been up with the Grizzlies?
Man, the big game coming up tonight. I think the narrative with the Grizzlies has been there are certain teams that the Lakers, or one of them in Golden State, just when it always seems like things are going well, they run up against those teams, man. Those are just teams that they struggle to beat. But I think that changes tonight. I think they get a win against Golden State. John Morant, questionable, but hopefully he plays tonight. I mean, they talked to him after the game, the last game, and he seems that the way he's talking, he seems like he's going to play tonight. I think he'll probably play tonight, and they'll rest him on Saturday against down in Atlanta against the Hawks. So a big game tonight. I think it goes beyond just winning the game. What they are understanding is I just think they need to prove that they can beat this Warriors team. The way out of Golden State, out of San Francisco earlier this year, and game they only ended up losing by 5 with the final score, but I think they were down by a lot more than that. I think that was kind of I put that in kind of the fake comeback category. At the end of the game, they kind of made a run there. Golden State, they kind of let their guard down by the end. They only ended up losing by 5, but this is a big one. Zach Edey and Draymond Green kind of had a little dust up in that game, so that'll
Don't be breaking my man's leg, okay, Dre?
Yeah, man. He did that on purpose, man. Draymond's always doing a little dirt. I'm excited, man. I'm excited for this game tonight. I'm excited about the opportunity for them to kind of get a W against this Warriors team, because it just seems like when it comes to the Warriors and Lakers and Dallas is another team, they just can't beat those teams. But I got a feeling that they find a way to get the W tonight down at FedEx Forum.
Man, let's get it going. Grizzlies tonight. By the way, they're a 2.5-point favorite for people who are worried about the line. Got to ask you, because I'm not going to speak to you till the college football playoff gets here. Like, what do you think in first round? You know, like the Indiana Notre Dame. Do you think, Curt Cignetti? And by the way, something about Curt Cignetti? Do you know this is his first year at Indiana? Last year, he was at James Madison, okay?
He was at James Madison last year, yeah.
And then the year after he leaves, the team he takes over in Indiana is now in the college football playoff. And the team he left enough talent down there that they won their bowl game yesterday. Like, dude, right now, everything's pushing right for Curt Cignetti. Can Curtis Rourke in Indiana do enough to beat Notre Dame?
Man, that's probably one of the games that I'm probably most excited about in that first round. I think it's going to be a tremendous game. I think Notre Dame wins the game. I just think I think they're the better football team, but it's going to be fun to watch. I think Indiana kind of got on this run. I mean, it's been fun to watch. I mean, that's one of the teams that I've watched a lot this season. I've really enjoyed watching them, but I think it comes to an end here, man. I think Notre Dame gets it done, but I think it's going to be a fantastic game. I think it'll probably be one of the best games out of this first group. And again, it's probably the one that I'm looking forward to the most out of the group of games.
Do you think Tennessee goes to the shoe and drop kicks Ohio State in the face? Because I just feel like Ohio State's offensive line, which has been their basically bugaboo this year, going to face the best defensive front. And we saw what Michigan's defensive front did against Ohio State. And the other thing is I think Will Howard is flaccid. He just doesn't have it. They would have been better off keeping their little homie that left them and went to Syracuse, Kyle McCord. And they didn't. But I feel like this is like, Nico last year, 35-0. They went out there and beat Iowa. Feels like, Josh Heupel, you give him this much time, he's a great coach. I'm not so sure about Ryan Day. I'm not so sure right now about Chip Kelly and what they got going on. I feel like this could be one of those games where Tennessee goes up there and gets Ryan Day fired.
Yeah, I mean, I think if there's an upset, I think that this could be the one out of all these games. I think Tennessee definitely has an opportunity. They could definitely go up there and win the game. I don't think there's any question about that. I mean, we saw what Michigan was able to do against the Ohio State team, so the vibes aren't exactly great with them right now. And I think you kind of use that same blueprint that Michigan used. I think Tennessee, like you said, I mean, they're the underdogs. I think Ohio State's like a touchdown.
7.5, which is crazy.
Yeah, I think that line's too big. I think I probably would have said it at Ohio State 3.5 just because they're at home. I think 7.5 is. I think you're giving them a little bit too much credit, especially what we've seen from them coming out of that Michigan game. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if Tennessee went up there and beat that game. I'm with you. Win that game. I'm with you. I think that's definitely one to watch. I think I would be on upset alert if I was Ohio State.
Man, I'm so excited about the games. The Tigers, big game this weekend again. Get down to the Forum, 11:30 tip on CBS. Tigers, Mississippi State. Isaac, I know you've been busy. You got a little appointment. Just want you to know all of us got thoughts and prayers, positive vibes sending your way. And also tell people where they can find you and what you got coming down the pipe.
Yeah, man, definitely appreciate that, man. And you can find me on Twitter at Isaac_NBA. Just keep it locked right there. Definitely always on Twitter interacting with the people. Love having conversations, debate, what have you. We're definitely with the podcast coming up soon, man, in the new year. So the We Are Memphis podcast, be on the lookout for that. And other than that, man, always enjoy jumping on here on Thursday. And we'll talk to you next week.
Hey, man, thank you, man. Love you, bro. Be blessed, and keep me posted, man. That's my buddy, Isaac Simpson. I'm late for a break, baby. Evie Van Pelt. We got to talk Ole Miss Rebels, what they doing. Ole Miss, and college football playoffs. Next with the great Evie Van Pelt from the Rebel Walk on Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Let me guess, you're going to recommend that everyone get their holiday meal from Central Barbecue.
No, although it's a great idea, get everybody some fantastic Central Barbecue and not have to do any of the work, but that is not what this spot is about.
It's not?
No, this is about another way Central Barbecue can save you time and trouble.
Ah, Central Barbecue gift cards.
That's right. You don't have to fight the holiday gift shoppers when you can just go online and order up a handful of Central Barbecue gift cards.
No one has ever turned up their nose at getting the best barbecue in Memphis.
In the world.
In the world for free.
Hey everybody, nothing says holiday fun like driving home in a new All-Star Chevy. It's the Red Tag event here in Olive Branch that could get you some big customer cash or financing as low as $0. How about a new Tahoe or Silverado, maybe a new Blazer or Suburban? Together, let's drive into Christmas and the New Year in a new All-Star Chevrolet. Some will have special financing and no payments until spring, and your good credit deserves it. Olive Branch is where all the new Silverados and Tahoes are. New 24s and 25s. If you're law enforcement, first responder, healthcare, military, education, recent grad, you get a $500 bonus. And every late model pre-owned you're looking for is here in one place. All the Silverados, all the Jeeps, Toyotas, Lexus, Ram trucks, Ford trucks, SUVs, and check out this Camaro ZL1. If you got any vehicle you want to sell, bring it here to All-Star Chevy in Olive Branch and get the most money for it today. So don't miss this final holiday Red Tag sale going on right now in Olive Branch at All-Star Chevrolet, or go to allstarautogroup.com.
If wedding bells are in your future, you need an unforgettable engagement ring from a jeweler you can trust. And that's been James Gaddis Jewelers for over 60 years. With a huge selection and the best prices, James Gaddis is a master jeweler and diamondologist. Beautiful jewelry from James Gaddis is always the right choice. Choose from rings to earrings, necklaces to bracelets, and gemstones to watches. Layaway and financing available. James Gaddis Jewelers, 4900 Poplar, online at GaddisJewelers.com and Instagram at Gaddis Jewelers. Say I do at James Gaddis Jewelers.
Riggs Powder Coating for a beautiful finish every time. Riggs Powder Coating specializes in automotive, ornamental, residential, and industrial coating. With two conveyor lines of the largest batch ovens in the Mid-South, Riggs can accommodate all of your powder coating needs. Locally owned and operated since 2002, Riggs Powder Coating will customize a beautiful finish just for you. Drop by or call to see how Riggs Powder Coating can bring color to your life. 901-367-2771 or RiggsPowderCoating.com.
Fall is football at the Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland, Town Square. Monday through Friday, it's happy hour from 3 to 6. $1 off all travel meals, $5 off oil drinks, $4.50 for house wine, mozzarella sticks, queso, $4 a day. Friday night lights from 7 Club, dining in Montreal, Wednesday, 5 and Wednesday, free. Watch college football every pro game. All in Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland, Highway 70, Fall is football. Sale going on now. Sunrise Buick GMC. Jason Hughes rebates, big discounts, low rates, we got it all. Dominate rooms from under $25, so everything's covered. Sunrise only guaranteed improvements. Cage and more since already. Sunrise call player. Next Sunrise Buick GMC. Just for the best deals of the year. There's a lot of deals going on all month long. Looking good and Barbie on Highway 64. My car. Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studios, we are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis.
I was one of those saying, when things get too heavy, just call me helium.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 at 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It's the holidays. 'Tis the season. T-minus 6 days away from Christmas. Ready to see the fat man come down the chimney. Just don't eat my cookies, fat man. You're going to be dropping the wrong things off at the wrong kid's house. But I will tell you, thinking about the fat man eating cookies, I'm kind of hungry right now. I think I could do a little Mexican. I like to go where the flavors of Mexico melt in my mouth, and that's Los Cabos. They got a few locations. The one I like to frequent is Summer and Graham. Beautiful bar. TVs everywhere, always on sports. And they got lunch specials, 10 to 3 daily, $7 to $11. Bing, bang, boom. Can't even go to like Mickey D's and get nothing like for $11. I don't even know if Happy Meals are that expensive or cheap. I don't even know what they are anymore. But I know Los Cabos food is the real deal, Holyfield, and they got happy hour 3 to 8, premium tequila. Get out there. Los Cabos near Summer and Graham. Get your eat and your drink on. Time to talk with my favorite friend, the sweetest lady in the world. She's the founder. She's the publisher of The Rebel Walk, your number one source for all things Ole Miss sports information. She is Evie Van Pelt. Evie, you ready for Christmas? You got all your shopping done?
Oh no! Let's just say I've seen those memes of the great big cargo ships coming over from China, just stacked full of containers. That's my Amazon shopping. That's I've done most of it via Amazon. So I don't know if that's a bad thing, but that's kind of how I've been rolling during transfer portal season.
Well, you want to know something kind of funny, Evie? So Chastity, my girl, love her more than anything. I don't say anything. Now, I've thought these thoughts, so hopefully she's not listening. She's going to Nashville this weekend for the second time in the last 4 weeks to Christmas shop. And I'm like, don't you got that Amazon thing? Can't you just order it? No, I have to go to Nashville. They have the great malls. And I'm like, man, you just like going with your friends. I know they be hitting up them bars and stuff, having a good old time.
That's right. He sounds very, very smart.
Oh, that is too good. Now, we got all kinds of craziness going on, and not just like Ole Miss, Memphis play next Saturday. Not this Saturday because we got State coming to town. Then the 28th, you got Ole Miss and Memphis playing. But right now, is there a team in the SEC that wouldn't make the SEC tournament? I mean, South Carolina, the worst team in the SEC, just knocked off Clemson, the best team in the ACC, second best team in the ACC.
I know. I mean, it is absolutely incredible to watch right now. I'm so excited. I think Ole Miss men kick off SEC play on January 4th versus Georgia, and now they do have that little trip to Memphis in there, which we need to talk about that. But yeah, I mean, you're right. It's I don't know if there is one that wouldn't make it right now. So just super excited for SEC play to hurry up and get here.
Man, I'm telling you, the one thing about the SEC play, though, just like in football, they're going to cannibalize each other.
Man, isn't that the truth? That's going to be interesting. That's another just grueling gauntlet. Just the SEC gauntlet there is just something else. So, and again, you're right. We saw it in football. Everybody beat up on each other and then let some of those weird teams get in the 12-team playoffs that were outside the SEC. But how cool is it that we're fixing to have playoffs to watch, though? Excited about that.
I'm fired up. I'm going to be in Columbus on Saturday. I can't wait for it. Since Ole Miss got knocked out, I've adopted the Vols.
Well, there you go. Okay.
I got to have somebody to root for, and I got like half my family, Tennessee. Well, a third Tennessee, a third Memphis, and a third Ole Miss. So.
Well, I think for me, I'm kind of grumpy. Like, I hate for anybody to win it now that Ole Miss isn't in it. But that being said, I think if I had to go with it, I would probably pick Georgia, just because then, Ole Miss could say they beat the winner.
Georgia. Oh, you know what? I like the little transverse property right there that you're pulling. We can win a national championship, so I need to be rooting for Georgia. Okay, I got that. Didn't even think about it. I love that. Before we jump back on basketball, though, since you went sidebar, and I'm a little bit football crazy right now. I mean, like, I'm crazy football. Before I do Ole Miss and like them stealing a little something from Alabama, I did want to ask you, have you and David been talking about these college football playoff games? You got anybody you like, you love? Any of these games that you feel like, man, John, go hard on this one?
Well, I don't know about who to go hard on, because again, some of these teams, I'll just be real honest with you. I just don't even know what to think about.
SMU and Penn State's confusing.
Yeah, like those kind of games. But I will tell you, I think, didn't you get in on Ole Miss in the Gator Bowl at like minus 14.5?
Oh, yes.
David said it's gone to 15 now. So there you go.
You need a quarterback to play. I mean, you saw it in California last night if you were watching the Cal game against the UNLV. Like, they didn't have their first string. They didn't have their second string. Their third string then got hurt, and some dude that had never played came in, and UNLV just held on because Cal couldn't score in the second half.
I mean, here's the thing, and I'm glad you brought that up, because I really want to say something here, and I may have mentioned it on here before, but I get some grief from non-Ole Miss fans. The SEC is a pretty brutal place to live, and when you're posting on social media a whole lot, boy, you get a ton of comments from others that are not rebels. But a lot of folks, just consider, Lane Kiffin is portal king, and he just loads up and pays everybody a ton of money, backs the car up, pays them the money, but they just have a bunch of mercenaries. That's what I hear a lot, and I kept telling people, I'm telling you, there is a strong culture there in Oxford. Oh yeah, but wait till adversity hits. Those guys they're gonna opt out on the rest of the season. Well, no, they didn't. They didn't. And now that you bring up, people missing their starting quarterback or their second string quarterback, as is
Penn
the case
State.
with Duke. Yeah,
Did you hear Penn State? Like you're about to play in the college football playoff, and like I mean, this guy's one injury, one play away from being in the college football playoff, and because of the way that they have everything set up, he's like, I got to do what's best for me and hop in the transfer portal, and that just sucks.
It does. And so, I just sit there, and we've had interviews this week with some of the guys you would expect. I mean, Jackson Dart and J.J. Pegues and Trey Amos and Ulysses Bentley and Caden Prieskorn. And, it's just been so cool to hear them talk about playing in this bowl game. Because let's face it, really the way the system is set up right now, if you're not in the college football playoffs, it's like you ain't nothing. I mean, I don't believe that, but that's just kind of how the hoopla of everything is set up. But yet these guys are coming back to play Duke in the Gator Bowl, and it just has meant a lot to me to hear them say never even considered opting out. And that's not just Jackson Dart. Although Kiffin did mention in Monday's or Tuesday's presser that, a lot of the times that starts with the quarterback. If the quarterback opts out, then you see
other people fall in line if he stays, and then if he drops out, they're like, oh, if he ain't playing, I'm bouncing too.
Yeah, and it was just cool the way he talked about it. I'm give myself goosebumps here because he talked about it, and he said it's building a culture where, now Austin Simmons is seeing how Jackson Dart did it, and he's seeing how Jackson played such a role in recruiting the players that they got to come to Ole Miss. In fact, Lane said that, he used these words, that there has never been another, player who has done as much as Jackson Dart has done in recruiting. Basically, he is the GOAT of recruiting. And he said, and now Austin Simmons is seeing that. And so now Austin Simmons will see that Jackson Dart didn't opt out. It has every reason in the world. All those guys who hope to go on to the next level have every reason in the world not to play against Duke in the Gator Bowl and to just go get ready for the Combine. But they're not doing it. And that's just been so wonderful to see, and listening to them talk about the love they have for one another. And if that ain't culture, I don't know what is.
I will say though, speaking of culture, people want to see how the SEC, how the stew is made. They want to get behind it, see how the sausage is made. What's going on with the SEC? How is it that they're the most dominant conference year in and year out? And all of a sudden you hear about Netflix is doing a docuseries kind of like the NFL. And I thought to myself, damn, I bet Ole Miss is going to be on that bad boy.
No.
And Lane Kiffin said no. I'm a little shocked.
Well, you know what? Some other schools said no, too. I think
it was like Alabama, Kalen DeBoer, Ole Miss, Georgia.
Yeah, some of the top dogs have opted out. And so I think that maybe they don't want anybody seeing what's going into the secret sauce.
Man, I'm right there with you. But I did kind of in my thought, I thought to myself, damn, how entertaining would that be? Because, Lane Kiffin is entertaining, different type of quirky coach.
Oh my gosh! Can you imagine the folks at Netflix had to be
Please.
completely disappointed that they don't have the Portal King in there because even beyond the Portal season, you're right, he is entertaining, and it was funny. I don't know if you saw his little troll job he did yesterday. I thought it was pretty funny where the Alabama AD comes out yesterday.
Oh,
and
that
basically
long,
saying,
begging him for money.
We need money. Yeah, we need money. And Lane Kiffin retweeted that like 2 minutes before he tweeted out the news of Ole Miss getting a rather large recruit coming, from Alabama, which we could talk about that. But anyway, I just thought that was funny. I thought never change Lane. And again, the Netflix execs, if they know anything about SEC football, then they're probably disappointed.
And I will also say Alabama is disappointed. Now, they did keep Ryan Williams, so they're happy, but dadgummit, they lost Caleb Odom, and guess where he's going, Evie?
He is headed to the Velvet Ditch, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Boom, boom, Ole Miss got their man. Tell me a little bit about this guy. 5-star. I think he's like 6'4", 6'5", big wide receiver.
Big.
And Ole Miss, I hear, wanted him kind of bad.
They wanted him kind of bad. He's 6'5", about 230 pounds. He's a lot physically. He looks a lot like a DK Metcalf, so that ought to scare people. Ole Miss, I think, was fairly close on getting him last season, this first go round, and I just think, that again, especially now with the way the portal goes, the relationships you build with these players are really important, because if you don't get them the first go-round, then maybe you'll get them the second go-round. But, he spent his freshman season with Alabama. He's a Carrollton, Georgia native. He'll have 3 years of eligibility remaining. He was ranked as the number 1 tight end in the nation in last year's 2024 recruiting class, and will be a wide receiver at Ole Miss. But again, just one of the most sought after players in the country. Picked Ole Miss over pretty much his choice of anything, anywhere he wanted to go. And Ole Miss was very, very hopeful and wanting to get him. And interestingly, he came in on his visit with Justice Haynes, a running back, and from Bama. And so, Ole Miss is really hoping they can get him too. It was cool. They came in on a visit together. I think Haynes is going to take a visit to South Carolina, but, we'll see. And speaking of relationships, Ole Miss got running back Kewan Lacey, transfer from Missouri. He announced this week. He is another one who Ole Miss really wanted last go-round in 2024. In fact, we even had somebody add his commitment last year outside of Dallas, because, there were just talks. It was going to come down to Ole Miss and Missouri. He ultimately picked Missouri, but now he's back. So he will be a huge, huge addition also to the running back room.
Speaking of relationships, should Ole Miss fan right now just love Cox? Joe Cox, that
Joe
is.
Cox.
Because is he the reason that basically my man Caleb came here?
You know what? It sure doesn't hurt. And so Joe Cox, for folks who don't know, was a coach at Alabama, was going to be the position coach for Caleb Odom, and then came and joined Lane Kiffin's staff. And now I am sure you're right. I'm sure there is a huge level of comfort there for him, to know Coach Cox. And so that's another one, go Lane over there playing chess when everybody else is playing checkers.
Man, I just like everything right now is bad. Of a feeling it was after the Florida game. Like that was just that was a sting. You got to remember, time heals all wounds, because now everybody's looking forward. And all the players that, right now you talk about the portal king getting, Matt Jones, like the running back, and you mentioned Caleb Odom. The one thing I am kind of wondering about is what's up with the defense, man?
Well, I tell you what, it's funny, because yesterday I was so fixated on getting Odom, and it was before we got Odom, and I'm like, come on, we had maybe lost out on a couple of receivers that I thought we wanted, and I'm like, why is this happening? Well, then we get Odom, and I'm like, well, okay, that's why this is happening. We've got, I was pleased right off the bang when we got defensive end Deshaun Womack. We've got a tight end a DB from Arkansas. Got Prince William Onyelin, Princely's brother, and Edge from Nebraska. But it is time to kind of get a little busier on the defensive side of the ball, and they've got some guys coming in this weekend. We've got a portal names to watch article up on our site, and folks can go and look at that. We've got an edge, a 6'4", 245-pound edge coming in over the weekend. I think he's the number 8 edge in the transfer. Some have him, I think, in top 5. We've got a linebacker, Taj Chambers, coming in now. He's from Missouri State, but he's been a 3-year starter, all MVFC conference player. He's got almost 200 total career tackles. We also got Florida State linebacker Sean Murphy, who, speaking of, that Alabama connection, he was transferring into Florida State. He had transferred to FSU from Alabama, so he is someone that Pete Golding is very well aware of. And he's expected, I think, to have 2 years of eligibility remaining. He'll be visiting, so a lot of stuff going on there in Oxford right now.
I will say, by the way, I got a text here and reminded me, Chris Pupal, he's officially declared for the NFL draft. And that reminds me, Lane a friend of mine tells me all the time, tell Lane to stay out of Arkansas's pantry because he's be stealing everything from Arkansas.
He is stealing everything from Arkansas, and I think I've got now. It's funny that you say that because I got some friends who from Alabama who aren't real happy either. They're telling me to
get the running back and the wide receiver, man. Take the number one running back in the portal and the wide receiver. We like be dancing.
They're just like Lane's not stopping, Evie. So. But right now, from Arkansas, they got Patrick Kutas, a big offensive lineman, Jalen Braxton, a defensive back, and Luke Hass, a tight end. I'm really excited about him. He's phenomenal. All three are really solid players. So that's 3 right there from Arkansas. As some people say, the AAA affiliate of the Ole Miss Rebels.
I love that. Oh, man. I hope you're listening, Chris. He's a big Halls fan that always is hitting me up.
Sorry, Chris.
No,
Chris.
It's
No
okay.
offense.
It's okay. He's used to it by now, being an Arkansas fan. Do really need to wonder, I'm kind of curious, did you and David see the Diego Pavia, basically the lawsuit that dropped and everything?
Yes.
And
Yes.
I'm kind of curious what you think is going to change because here's my opinion
Wow.
right here. Because right now, if that ruling doesn't speak that there needs to be action by the NCAA, by maybe the federal government, by the powers that be, the universities, to come together and kind of sit down and right some rules because now there's no age limits.
I
You
agree.
have JUCO doesn't count against your eligibility because
That's
you're
the
not
one.
making money in JUCO.
Right.
It's all kinds of craziness. I feel like this is a landmark decision that could change the face of college football going forward, especially for high school kids, people going, to schools to not get doctorates, but to make money for 6 years. How do you think this
agree.
affects?
I agree. I mean, I tell you, it's mind-blowing. I mean, that one, the Pavia one, just really, that one kind of blew my mind because now... And
He didn't
look
get
at
one, he
it.
got 2 extra years.
Yeah, and it's... I tell you, I think old Hugh Freeze is probably not very happy about that. I don't think he wants any part of Vandy again. But I tell you what, I mean, it's big ruling for JUCO. Mississippi and Texas, but Mississippi JUCO is so strong and so well known. But beyond, I mean, there's always a domino effect. So think about high school kids now. I mean, are you going to take a
If you're not a
17 or
5-star,
18
you're not
Yeah.
going to a Division I school. You're going to go to
Yeah.
community college. You're going to go JUCO. You're going to go D2. You're going somewhere
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, I mean, if you take are you going to take a 17, 18-year-old high school kid, or a 20-year-old that has Mississippi JUCO experience with 4 years left, as opposed to a high school kid with 4 years left? I mean, it just that doesn't make any sense. Of course, you would, like you say, unless it's a 5-star, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. So, absolutely, I think Lane just keeps saying over and over, it's a broken system. We haven't had a chance to talk to him since this new piece of the puzzle fell, but I'm sure he'll have thoughts on that as well. But definitely it's just affecting kids all over the place. And they're saying, and a lot of these kids, why would they leave and go, try and make it in the NFL if they could stick around in college and make more than, a number of NFL players
12
are.
quarterbacks are making more than Brock Purdy this year.
I saw that. Isn't that just crazy?
Shoot, they say it's going to be like 20 next year.
Yeah, I agree. And so there's just so many things broken. I don't think that we will see this fall portal window next year. I think that probably they'll go to just a spring window or something. Or they'll change the dates or something, because this is just silly where all this is going on and kids are leaving before their bowl games or such. Lane mentioned, some even leaving, I guess Penn State before a playoff game. So just a crazy time to be alive.
And the other thing that's also a little bit weird for me, and just one other thing I kind of noticed that I forgot to mention, like Western Kentucky's quarterback, he looked, by the way, pretty good, looked better than like Peyton Thorne, Hugh Freeze. But he entered the portal, but he still played in the bowl game. And that's something I don't think I've seen very often.
Well, that's interesting too.
Is it more? I felt like what it made me think is maybe these bowl games do survive because instead of it being basically about the schools getting to play on a grand stage in a bowl and have a fun week, could be for transfer portal kids to go out there one last time and show the big boys, hey, look at me. And I kind of feel like that's what the little Western Kentucky quarterback did yesterday.
I think you're right. I think that's a really good point. And Ole Miss has a, I think we've talked about before, running back Matt Jones, and, he was a former walk-on at Ole Miss from Jackson Prep in Jackson, and a lot of folks were surprised when all of a sudden he shot up the depth chart and was ahead of Ulysses Bentley. It's just like, what is going on here? But Matt Jones yesterday entered the transfer portal, but said he was going to play, in the bowl game with Ole Miss. So,
I feel like it's more of a one more last, hey, get some film on me and see what I can do on the big stage. I mean, I was wondering how the bowls are going to survive. Maybe it's if they don't change anything with the transfer portal, it could be the smaller schools. The guys put their name in the transfer portal and then go out there and try to show out one more time and see if they got any takers.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. And, I don't know what the number, David was telling me earlier, what the number of kids in the portal is up to. You may know some crazy amount.
I can't count that high.
I can't count that high either, but, it's interesting. I just saw earlier today, you probably saw it, but okay, so Incarnate Word quarterback transfer, Zach Calzada, that name may sound familiar, is now, there's a crystal ball in for him to go to Kentucky. Now, he played at A&M, he transferred, he played at Auburn, didn't quite work out. Then he dropped down, played at Incarnate Word, and is now, sounds like, going to go to Kentucky. So, it's just amazing, what all is happening in college football right now.
The Wild Wild West is now college football or amateur football before the NFL. Evie, thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a very, very Merry Christmas. And tell David I said what up, and everybody over at the Rebel Walk. Y'all just keep pumping out the best information because, again, the Rebel Walk is your number one source for all things Ole Miss sports information. Thank you, Evie.
Thank you so much. And David did want me to tell you 2,300 players from FBS right now in the portal, and he also wanted me to tell you that with Ole Miss, the unders are 10-2. The only two games they went over was Arkansas and Furman. So he just wanted me to mention that.
Thank you so much for those nuggets. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I'm going to be sending you the clip this week. I'm going to remember.
Okay.
That's my girl, Evie Van Pelt from the Rebel Walk. I did want to remind you, I don't know if you know I'm hungry. Are you hungry, man? Right now, you can go get lunch specials because they got them at Los Cabos from 10 o'clock in the morning till 3 o'clock in the afternoon, $7 to $11. Bing, bang, boom. The flavors of Mexico will melt in your mouth, but they won't burn a hole in your budget. Speaking of also drinking, 3 o'clock to 8 o'clock, that's 5 hours of solid drinking. Happy hour at Los Cabos right there near Summer and Graham. And their bar has TVs everywhere. They got the sports, they got the premium tequila, and they got the good food. Los Cabos, where the flavors of Mexico melt in your mouth. Check them out near Summer and Graham. Back into Shake Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Sports 56.
Does not include licensing costs, registration fees, taxes, and dealer doc fee at $899.50, which are to be paid by the consumer. Example, stock number RG250762, MSRP 52,000, Sierra bonus 1,000, dealer discount 6,500, purchase allowance 2,750, bonus cash 750, sale price 41,000, expires 1/2/25.
Make this a magical Christmas with help from Genesis Diamonds. Step into a world of luxury at Genesis
twice a week with special computerized exercise equipment designed to maximize your workouts and minimize your time. An exercise coach gives you personal workouts by one-on-one with a trainer. Check out the exercise coach at exercisecoach.com/Lakeland or exercisecoach.com/Hollywood. Sign up today to see exercise coach. Your age, injury, or knowledge.
Jason the Main Man Marshall, it's just fine. Big drive sales event over there at Gossett Volkswagen on the Pike.
That's right, Randy. Zero down payment, zero security deposit, zero first month lease payment, and zero due at signing. Or get 0% for 60 months.
Well, Jason, you can't find better than that. What else you got?
All PC Condition Atlas is now $5,000 off MSRP. And get this, new 2023 Volkswagen town testing, only $299 a month. Or buy it for $26,925.
Brand new Tahoe's $299 a month or buy it for $26,925. Hey, what about Tiguan?
2024 Tiguan S, now zero down for $375 a month. And remember, at Gossett Volkswagen on the Pike, no reasonable offer will be refused.
So get online, GossipVWMemphis.com, or go see the Main Man Marshall Gossett Volkswagen 1875 Clemington Park.
Where we're charging forward and charging less every day.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Thirsty Thursday is in full effect, man. I hope everybody out there knows that we appreciate Rick's Powder Coating for a perfect finish every time. Think of Rick's. Go to rickspowdercoating.com, and also my friends over at myautomaticgates.com. If you want them to come out to your house, seamlessly blend aesthetic appeal, security into your crib, make it look good, make it feel good, make it safe, that's the place to go. They got my gate. They did it. It's beautiful. I love it. myautomaticgates.com. And again, for the perfect finish every time, that's Rick's Powder Coating. We're going to go to Hardwood right now, but I ain't playing no music because I got some clips I need to play. We got some crazy people out in the world, and I just want you to hear it from the horse's mouth. And the first one is Doug Gottlieb, who hates Memphis, who's mean, who's also annoying. And this is what he had to say about Nobody You.
Who to schedule, like, nobody. Part of the reason I want to play better teams is, like, it's 2 degrees outside, snowing. Like, I don't really like the idea of Nobody You coming in here and, like, I always thought, like, what do we learn playing a game where we win by 20? But there's a methodology to it. And I'm going to have to adjust moving forward.
You lost by 2, homie. You didn't beat him by 20. Nobody You beat your ass. How you like them apples, Doug? Dougie Fresh.
Good for him.
Man, that was absolutely hilarious. The fact, and then again, this is a guy who I feel like is a part-time coach and a part-time radio personality and TV host. Like, can you do both? I know the Mormons can.
You know, Penny has a radio show, but it's not.
Oh my God! You talk about over at Brookhaven, please.
Yeah. So I mean,
he also does a little baby TV show with Matt Infield and them boys too.
Yeah,
and Dave Willow.
But he's not putting in 3 or 4 hours.
Well, he ain't writing the content. He ain't he ain't the dude on the mic. He's just sitting there answering questions and being Penny Hardaway, like he's just being himself. Now Doug Gottlieb is such a pain in the you know what. So he's also just being himself on his show.
Hey, let's give that Nobody You some love. Wasn't it? That was Michigan Tech Huskies.
Man, ain't gonna lie to you.
Michigan Tech Huskies, man.
Man, Husky.
Somebody dropped 30 on them. Marcus
Michigan
Thomas
State Huskies.
He dropped a 30-piece on them last night.
That's kind of impressive. And now I got to also bring out how much has the culture changed. Like everything I say always, the pendulum always swings one way. And then it comes back the other way. And then everything happens and it does it over and over. Like there are cycles. Life is cyclical. Like I want you to think about back in the day when you had like Broadway Joe in a fur coat drinking and smoking and snorting and shooting and partying with women all the time. When you had Joe DiMaggio smoking heaters in the damn dugout. Like John Kruk. I saw a great docuseries about him, and he went into the Philadelphia Phillies clubhouse. That 93 team, 91? I can't remember anyway. Long time ago. When John Kruk and Lenny Dykstra, they were, tearing it up. Every day, after every single game, like John Kruk said, we never lifted weights.
Nope.
He drank 2 bitches of beer after every single game. He said Lenny Dykstra sat on like 50 seats, 50 towels, because he would drink beer with chew in his mouth. He would take a sip of beer and then he would spit the beery, chewy, nasty stuff out on the damn towels. And they talked about how, like, you like at the end of the game, like they weren't working out, they weren't getting massages, they weren't watching no film. They were going to chase. Well, you know what they were chasing. Like, it's a different world. Now, then we swing back, and then all of a sudden, remember, everything was like, oh, Baker Mayfield's going to get in trouble for having a tobacco product in his lip or something. Like it swings back the other way. And everything got kind of tight. Remember, they ruined careers over a little marijuana. You know that, right?
With my man Josh in Cleveland, that wide receiver. Feel like
Dude,
4 of them.
Josh Gordon.
Gordon, come on. Yeah.
Was he
was bad, too.
All-pro and then got caught with a little bit of lettuce, and then his career never got right because he was smoking the lettuce.
They sent my man to rehab.
Like, dude, sent him to rehab for smoking weed. What movie is that where Bob Saget gets up after, like, one of the guys comes in? It was Half-Baked.
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 That's Half-Baked.
Dude comes
in
up
the
and he's
AA meeting.
I'm addicted to marijuana. And
What?
Bob Saget stands up and is like, have you ever sucked
for crack?
Because he's like, because he was like, never mind. You know what Bob Saget was doing all the time? So he was like, they were like, get out of here, pot smoking fool.
Rest in peace, Bob Saget.
The reason I bring that up is because just in the last 2 days, we've had 2 crazy things drop. Not crazy. I mean, we all know about it, but it's a little bit off the charts. Like, first one, Aaron Rodgers, is he putting out a docuseries so he's got to tell all about how he had to reparent himself because his parents are terrible and he doesn't like his brother? Like, you sound like an a-hole, a selfish little prick. But then also you sound like nobody that I would want to be in front of, like a $1 billion empire, because you're crazy as hell. This is Aaron Rodgers. He put this out. Not me. He put this out. This ain't no leak. This is him on ayahuasca. Listen to this fool.
Butterfly is just another term for the caterpillar. It's really the caterpillar the entire time. And caterpillar opens his wings and just cannot fucking
Whoa, dump. I checked that one. I thought I was the clean one I sent you. It bleeped it out already.
Yeah.
Damn it. Then he came back, by the way, and says, is caterpillars just like the butterfly? And the butterfly's the caterpillar.
And he looks all weirded out.
Dude, he's tripping balls, man. Tripping balls. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Like, I'm ready to see the butterfly. And then he goes, and like, think about it. And then one day the caterpillar wakes up to his new life and is a butterfly and flying around sniffing the flowers. And right now I'm the butterfly. I was like, damn, Holmes. Damn. He looks like somebody at a Billy Strings concert or a Widespread Panic concert or Pink Floyd or like Derek Trucks, Nathaniel Rateliff. I mean, there's all kinds of dude. Like, I want to go to these shows tripping balls with you, Aaron Rodgers, but not while I'm like, getting paid millions of dollars to play football.
Yep.
Dude is weird, isn't he? Now, again, I probably have sound like this. I know I howled at the moon. Like, remember when I broke my ribs and tore my groin and my oblique? Damn, bro, I was so bad. Like, I couldn't lay down for 70 damn days. Had to sleep sitting up. Didn't sleep much. Had no help of amphetamines or anything. I just couldn't sleep because it hurt. But when I got myself right, like not right, I wasn't right, but when I could stand up and not cry, I even did my radio shows. Did you know that I did them in here and every day? If you watch me on the video, just tears were rolling down my eye.
Yeah, I was like, man, why are you here?
Because I'm a lunatic. But let me tell you something. I went on like a 4-day spiritual journey. I was stuck on a couch. Okay, the only thing I did was come to work, then go sit on the couch. And I was miserable. It was the worst summer of my life. No baseball, no fun, no bars, no nothing. So I needed an escape. So when I started feeling better where I can move, I went like on an ayahuasca trip, you could say. A little hallucinogenics, a little mushy. And after like 4 days, Chas was like, get in the house, you raging lunatic, put on some clothes. You're not an Indian. Feather, not dot. You know, I was going tribal, man. I was going, ooh, man, I was nuts. Now, I probably sounded like a lunatic. But again, I just talk on the radio.
I checked you out. The other was good. We good for it.
Okay, good Lord, man. I swear I sent the wrong clip. My bad. That's the thing about these things. When you top search is this one, and then like 5 seconds later, you'll put in the exact same in the top search, and it looks like the exact same. And then it's a different damn clip. Drop that F-bomb with a quickness, didn't he? Now, the other thing about sports and how like the drug culture has completely changed, you know Club Shay Shay, who brought out basically, was it Club Shay Shay and Cat Williams who had PD arrested?
Basically.
I mean, nobody listened to Kanye because he's crazy. I also saw the funniest clip. Did you know Kanye West and like Elon Musk a long time ago did like a little interview?
I can believe it.
Dude, let me tell you, you know what that was? ADD.
ADHD.
It is fine. Welcome to autism. And watch those two dudes try to talk to each other. Like Elon Musk is talking about his rockets, and he was like, oh, yeah, when I was in the 7th grade, you know, I was really into rockets, man. And then he starts like doing a song. Oh, you know, Rocket Man. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I thought I was tripping. But man, Club Shay Shay, and if you know who he is, the Hall of Fame tight end, Shannon Sharp, brother of Sterling Sharp.
Friend of Michelle.
The
video.
He put that out there just so he would drop all the gay rumors.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people were saying that he was gay. It's okay if you're gay, man. But if you're not, that's a bad rumor, isn't it? I just like, how many girls quit hitting on you because they're like, oh, somebody told me you were gay? Like, bro, don't be cutting my pool in half.
Cutting your pool in half.
Don't be cutting my pool in half. But Club Shay Shay talked with Cat Williams, took down P. Diddy. Club Shay Shay asked a very simple question. Who's a big smoker? Here it is.
Let me ask you this. Who are some of your athletes, stoners of all time? The best athlete stoners of all time?
Oh, KD.
KD's still playing. Yeah. KD's still smoking.
And that was Wiz Khalifa he was talking to, so you know he knows what he's talking about.
And by the way, it continues to go on, and it's hilarious, showing a bunch of highlights of KD.
Yeah, it was just music.
Like it was just music and all these wonderful things. And it, like, let me tell you something. That stoner can play some hoops, bro. Slim Reaper also like the music that came in, like from Texas, from his boys back in Texas.
I get
Mad Zooted, baby.
That was he and David Letterman.
Yeah,
David Letterman asked him, did he smoke?
David Letterman goes, do you get high? And KD comes back and goes, I'm high right now. Like, think about it. Josh Gordon got kicked out of the NFL for smoking a little weed, and KD's on TV, be like, yeah, man, I'm high right now, baby. Again, the pendulum swings.
All right, I can run that one for you. Here you go.
Ooh, I like this little clip.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
So, did you smoke today?
I'm actually high right now.
Hey, me too. Me too, bro. I don't know if you know this, but I'm high on that regular. I'm a big time fan. I don't know if you know. I think marijuana is probably the best ADHD drug on planet Earth because it slows my brain down just enough where I can put together thoughts and speak. I might not be on the radio if it wasn't for edibles.
And to Randy and all the listeners, if they're wondering, they don't check for marijuana anymore in the NBA. So yes, he fessed up to it, but they don't check for that anymore.
Yeah, they don't drug test for marijuana in the NFL, the MLB, or NBA. None of the major sports. In hockey, I don't know if they ever did Because, dude, those guys used to beat each other up all the time, and they needed a little lettuce so they didn't get addicted to opioids.
They ain't letting them do yayo yet, but they can do the little
Yay, yo! Tony Montana, I don't think will ever be legal. Never. They just made it into a pill form, and they call it Adderall. That's
It
basically
comes from a plant too. It's coca plant, right?
Oh, yeah, it comes from a plant, but it's different, man. There's a lot of processing and chemicals that go with that. But what I'm saying, though, is they do have basically now legal blow, and that's called Adderall. I cannot take one of those things. Have you ever taken one of them joints?
Nah, it'll do something to you. It'll send you sleep for like 6 days, right?
Sleep for 6 days. No, an Adderall will keep you up like a tweaker.
Oh, they keep you up. Okay. It's an upper, not a downer. Okay.
Ooh, boy. You'll be going all night. You'll be the most annoying person at the bar because you won't shut the bleep up. Speaking of the bar, Tito's. Man, I love me some Tito's. They give you the whole second hour of my show. The spirit is in the air. You can feel it. 6 days till Christmas. Make sure when you're with your family and your friends, not only do your kids get the best, but make sure the adults have the best. And that's Tito's Handmade Vodka. It is the best spirit around. 4-time gold medal winner for the best vodka tonic in the world. Talk about making a little bit of Christmas cheer. Maybe a little Tito's and eggnog. Maybe a little Tito's White Russian. Maybe a little Tito's in your coffee with a little Frangelica and Baileys. But whatever you do, make sure you get your Tito's on this holiday. Because if life hands you lemons, you don't freak out, you don't fret, you don't stress, you just make a lemon drop. Make sure it's with the best, and that's Tito's Handmade Vodka. Back in 2 shakes. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11, here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
This holiday season, give the gift of Goulds with a Goulds gift card for someone you love. Relaxation, perfectly gifted, is right for everyone. The gift of tranquility with a Goulds Spa gift card is perfect for anyone who deserves a moment to unwind, refresh, and rejuvenate. Because relaxation is the greatest gift of all. Happy holidays from Goulds. Goulds Spa, locally owned and operated since 1932.
Because it's Christmas, Family Leisure needs your help. Family Leisure has inventory that is off the move because you know it's Christmas. So don't wait. You can complete your ultimate game room with a new pool table, a new shuffleboard, new arcade games, or just get all of them for Christmas. Tons and tons of theater seating, overstock on price to move. 'Tis the season for fire pits. And all fire pits at Family Leisure are now 20 to 30% off. You say you didn't get a spa this year? Say no more. Spas are in stock, ready for Christmas delivery, and up to $1,500 off. These are just a few of the deals happening right now for Christmas. Just come on by and check out their gigantic showroom. You never know what kind of deal you're going to find. Family Leisure. Right around 40 for family and fun come together for Christmas. Family Leisure, 2120 Whitworth and Memphis, right off I-40.
Get ready for the wrap up the year sales event at Gossett Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Fiat on the Pike and save huge. 2024 Jeep Grand Wagoneer L Series 3, $23,156 off MSRP. 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4XE 4-wheel drive, $12,319 off MSRP. And 2024 Dodge Hornet RT all-wheel drive, $11,637 off MSRP, or buy it for $32,983 plus 0% for 72 months is available. It's the season to Drive past the rest and come to the best at Gossett Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat on the Pike, or shop online anytime at GossettMotorCars.net. If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motorcars.
RX 145 331 MSRP 123 155 Cherokee RC 106 867 MSRP 65 210 Hornet R3 808 452 MSRP 44 620 includes all rebates and incentives and excludes PF 695 excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Dealer stock only.
But you gotta be willing to take the hit and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. I hope you had a wonderful Thirsty Thursday. My weekend's getting ready to start, baby. It's time for a little bit of Tito's in the house. Gonna run over to Summer and Graham, baby. Before I do that, I'm gonna give me a little eat on. 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. every day. Lunch specials. Lunch from $7 to $11. Happy Hour 3 to 8 daily. Los Cabos at Summer and Graham, where the flavors of Mexico melt in your mouth, and you know where Chas is going to be. Frontier Western Store, man. 6 days till Christmas. Got to go get those last items, man. They got a kids section. They got a ladies boutique. They got a men's section. You can go get your boots, your jeans, your shoes, your hats, your shirts, your skirts. You name it, they got it. 5880 Goodman Road, down in Olive Branch, if you want to style and profile. Frontier Western Store. We got a little NFL action tonight, baby. I don't know who I like, the Chargers or the Broncos. But I do know that I got a nice lean on the under. Two teams that are going to run the ball, try to play defense. Let's go under 42.5. Get out there. Make this world a better place. We're going to see you on the flip side. Peace.
Looking for the best price